Good morning, everybody. Welcome to episode 272 of Hobby Hotline. Cousin Tony here, and I'm happy to be joined by Brody, the kid. Brody, what's going on, brother?
What's up, Tony? What's up, everyone? Hope you're all doing well.
Awesome, awesome. So, listen, we might get some people jumping in with us later here. Rich Klein was backstage too, and I think Drew might jump in. So we'll see. But before we get to today's main topics, I wanted to ask you: this is like a magical time where like all four major sports are going. Yeah, football, baseball, hockey, and basketball just started. So for you, what's kind of the top of the heap when all these four sports are going on at the same time?
I'm enjoying baseball right now. World Series Game 1, and Adolis Garcia with the walk-off home run to put the Rangers on top. I thought the Diamondbacks had that game locked up.
Yeah.
Seager ties it up, and then Garcia with the walk-off in extra innings. That was a good game.
Yeah, I know. I haven't. I'm just getting over the. I'm a Phillies fan, so just getting
I'm
over
sorry.
their collapse. But yeah, and then to see that, I was like, wow, man, that was good, man. Like you just like to see good games, and it was nice to see Garcia, with the walk off. And right now, Rangers are up 1-0.
Yeah, I mean,
So
Adolis Garcia, man, he's a stud. Like, you knew he's
mhm.
a good player, but this postseason, man, he's been putting up some crazy home runs, some crazy clutch home runs.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like not only is he hitting home runs, but they're in big spots. So it adds to the whole thing. And actually, so there's something I do want to talk about with the World Series, but let me get to some of these comments real quick. Philly Joe says, "Good morning." White Sox White Sox Tom says, "Hey guy, Mad City Brewers." That's exactly what I want to talk about. He said, "Who has the Marte Tacos card?" Uh, Clean Cheap Shot says, "Good morning." Foul Five Ball. Good morning, everybody. Word says, "Hi, folks." Chris C. Hello, all. And 3B Collection says, "Good morning." So, yeah, I actually, let's see here. Yeah. So, I wanted to ask you about the taco fractor. So, basically, Cattell Marte stole the base last night. And let me I'll bring it up here on the screen. Got it here for you right there. So there's our taco fractor, which oh, hold on, give me 1 second. Let me bring in who's that? Uncle Rich. Let's see if we
I'll
can.
have to be audio only
All right,
for,
Uncle
for
Rich,
whatever
gotcha.
reason. And I just tested on Microsoft Teams, and
Gotcha.
camera was perfect.
All right.
I did a Zoom the other day. It was perfect. There's something I don't see your face either, Tony. The only face I
All right.
see is Brody.
All right. Well, we can hear you. You can hear us, so it's
And
all
so we're
good.
good to go. Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey,
So
Chris, come on in too. The more the merrier.
there you go. So let me get back to this taco fractor here because we got we have tacos to buy. Um, so there it is. Basically, Cattell Marte stole the base yesterday, and I guess they, announced that if you have this taco fractor, you basically have tacos for life. Which actually, it's only like it's like a $15,000 value, but you got to figure, man, $15,000 worth of tacos is a lot of tacos. But Brody, what do you think about this card, the promotion, and all that stuff? And do you happen to have one?
I do not have a taco fractor to tell Marte, but I don't know if I'd want tacos for life, man. Like, what when I go through Taco Bell, it's a very rare occasion when I go through Taco Bell, and I'm careful for what I select. And it whatever I select, it usually doesn't feel too great afterwards. So if I get one of
Yeah,
those every day for the rest of my life, I don't know, man. But whoever has this, it's a good value. Maybe you can sell it for a good amount. I'd rather do that than have the tacos for life because I don't know. I don't
yeah,
know.
for sure. Rich, thoughts on tacos for life?
Uh, I agree with Brody. I think I've eaten a Taco Bell twice in the 32 years since I've moved to Texas. I don't think I ever ate there in New Jersey either. I Let's just say that I agree with Brody, and it does not do good for my stomach afterwards. So it's not exactly. And I will say to the credit, they also are giving you $5,250 as part of this promotion to defray the cost of the taxes on the gift.
Okay.
So they have made sure to look out for that. That's what a lot of people do. A really smart charity nonprofit, when they have a raffle, say we cover your taxes, because you can win a car, and if you win the car and you have to pay the taxes, guess how long you're gonna keep the car, unless you have a lot of money.
Right.
That happened actually way back in the day when they had when the famed Honus Wagner, the PSA 8, first card graded by PSA, got like raffled off in a public. It was like a drawing, and it was like on a Saturday night on the Larry King show or something like that. And it was won by this woman, and she couldn't keep the card because she had to pay the taxes on it.
Yeah.
And Upper Deck a few years earlier than that had run a promotion. We'll give you like Don Drysdale's uniform. We'll give you all these uniforms. Same thing happened. The people who won the prizes, they had to sell them to pay for the taxes on the prizes they won. So give them credit for thinking that part through and paying the taxes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah. You often don't hear about that. So kudos to them for that. Let me get to some of these comments. So 70s Car Show says brotherly shove forever. Yeah, man. That's the only thing working in Philly right now. So tacos for breakfast. Yeah, dude. I guess I'm not I can't even tell you the last time I was at a Taco Bell. I prefer the like authentic street tacos so over that. But Microsoft Teams is the Bobby Bonds of teleconferencing. Decent enough, but no one sticks with it. So there you go. Yeah, and definitely definitely a problem there with the Taco Bell stuff. Mookie said, cheer. Oh, Hobby News Daily says cheers and cheers, gents in chat. Mookie says closing the taco tax loophole is something we can all get behind. That's a lot of queso. Mookie, as always, with the fire in the chat, man. And let me see if there's anything else in there. Tacos, yeah. So, yeah, basically, this thing was a big commercial for Taco Bell, and people were talking about it. So I guess it worked out. So.
And remember, they've been doing the World Series Steal a Taco for 20 years.
Yeah.
They actually began this promotion in 2004.
Okay.
So this is a long-standing thing, and this just takes it to a different level.
Yeah,
for sure. Always count on John Keating.
John says, "Imagine serving time for taco tax evasion." Yeah, that would be.
John, I can't wait till I see you in a few days.
There you go. So another thing that
yes, I still owe you a card, by the way.
Oh,
okay.
Look at that, bro. As long as somebody owes you, you'll never be broke, man. So we got the taco fractor out of the way. Now the other thing that came out this week, we actually saw the debut images of the 101 rookie cards, the MLB debut. I want to bring that up on here, right there. So there we see Anthony Volpe 101 on card auto. Brody, initial thoughts on this card? What do you think prices are going to look like and all that stuff?
I mean, I think they look sharp. Like, I think the design is cool. But to put them in Topps Chrome Update is kind of like a weird set to throw them into, just because like these thick patches into Topps Chrome. Right. I don't know, but like the card looks great. Like it's like nice white with the autograph. It looks cool. Yeah. And like I think prices like with these 101s, like they should be pretty high with some of these higher rookies, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Rich,
by
thoughts
the way,
on
that's
this?
a really good looking signature from a modern player. You don't always see such good signatures.
Yeah.
It's very true. I know. It's cursive is a lost art with the younger players. But I actually, and Rich, before I go to you, I'm just happy that they didn't, I like that it's a full patch, that they didn't take the patch and cut it up and try to make, multiple cards of it. Which, I mean, they had announced it was going to be like this a while ago, but I mean, I like that. I think it's a really sharp looking card, and yeah, I think they did it right here. Rich,
Fanatics does some things that we all sometimes shake our heads about. What's that expression the kids use, SMH? But they do a lot of things right as well with tops.
yeah,
And this is an example of they wanted to do this. The thing is, this is going to change the hobby. That was the thing. I don't think it's going to change the hobby. But on the other hand, this is something where Fanatics, with all their tentacles in the sports world, is able to do something and do it correctly. And that's to their benefit. So they do a lot of things right. I wanted to talk a little about, switching subjects. They had a big press conference in New York this week, and they brought some high-powered athletes in, and they're going to be doing a lot with the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
yeah, I did have that on here.
And
Let me bring that up for
again,
you.
that's something where, with what they can do, they do it right. And having had one of my great nephews, and thankfully he is so far, he is in remission, and we hope it never comes back, but he battled childhood cancer. He's the most wonderful 5-year-old person you ever want to meet. And he got visited by a Major League Baseball player when he was in the hospital with his cancer, Daniel Murphy, now retired again. And I saved up, and yes, I went through the donation. So, and plus I would buy them in diamond quarter boxes. I found a whole bunch of Daniel Murphy cards to give him. And remember, he's 5 years old, and then all of a sudden, by the end of his visit, he goes, "I want more cards." Okay, well, he lives in Jacksonville. He'll be getting Trevor Lawrence cards, and things like that can make everybody in the family very appreciative of Fanatics. And anytime you can do positive PR things, it's a good thing. And I'm going to use the term back in the day, pre-pandemic, in older times. And I, just want to say Panini back in the day was really good. This is when I was doing prizes and stuff at my synagogue show. So this is pre-pandemic. So 2019, 2020, and 2020 and before. They were amazing at, helping legitimate nonprofits. And it wasn't just me, because I knew some of them, but they helped a lot as well. Fanatics, this is a wonderful thing Fanatics is doing. And the more they help people, the more it helps in terms of the PR of the world. And the hobby's a lot of PR too. Brody, you're the official you're the official under 18 spokesperson for the National now? The official, youth spokesperson. So you know what PR is.
Yeah.
PR is good.
No.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's cool, man, that they're doing that. I saw that, they had an experience with the Sixers. So yeah, I'm sure maybe someone somewhere probably has a problem with it, because somebody always has a problem with everything. But yeah, I think it's cool, man, that they're getting it out there and making these experiences for people who are going through some tough times. Real quick though, back to that card, Rich. Just I mean, you've been around for a while. Is this kind of one of the more innovative things you've seen come through the?
Well, as I said, it won't change the hobby, but it's something Fanatics has the ability to do with all their, and now that they have the relationship with the contracts, with the player association and the leagues, this is the type of things that they're going to be able to do that I don't think any other previous card company, including Topps pre-Fanatics, would have been able to do. And I think things you may see more, I'm going to use the word more, things like this. This is obviously you can only have a major league debut patch once,
Right.
but you may see other ways of honoring various events, not just Topps now, but ways of saying, hey, this is, every player in the World Series, I believe there's a World Series patch on every uniform. Am I right?
I believe so.
Well, could you imagine, next year or Topps one? I think they can still get it in. Can you imagine Topps One with every player with a World Series patch card?
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, things like that can, it makes, and the thing is, if you put them in the products like they did, Topps Chrome Update, Topps One, not we'll call it not the expensive products, but the products with the reasonable price points, it's affordable to every collector. And anything that's affordable as a shot to every collector is a good thing.
Yeah, very true. That's actually what Chris said. This is the only time most of us will ever see one of those cards.
That
Yeah, I
and when
mean,
somebody pulls it and shows it off on one of the social medias.
yeah, I mean they're gonna be pretty pricey. Um, and hey, it is what it is. Which hey, Rich, you mentioned Tops now, and Brody, I'll ask you. Is that I hearken that to the when you're in the grocery store and when you're gonna check out and they have those impulse items there at the end before you leave, and is that kind of I see it like Tops now like that sometimes, because events happen and right away you get the email the next day and it's like, hey, here's this card, buy it now. Just Brody, what are your thoughts on Tops now, just as a whole brand and stuff like that?
I like Tops now. It's like interesting because like sometimes like I'm a big Brenton Doyle collector, and he had a rookie card at Tops now before he had any other Tops rookie, which
Okay.
I thought was interesting. So like pretty cool. And there's like been some college basketball players that have had similar stuff like that. So I think it's kind of cool. It's interesting. I mean, I feel like it's not for everybody, but you could get numbered cards too when you order just like the base card. So I like it. I think it's cool.
Yeah. Okay. Rich.
I have not looked to see, if there was if they've sent out the daily email yet, but I bet you there's an Adolis Garcia walk-off homer card being made, and I bet you there's going to be a lot of collectors in Dallas buying that card today.
Right. Good point.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's yeah, like I said, it's like the fact that they can use these events and put out cards right away definitely plays on the emotions of recent seeing it and getting excited. Like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this
It,
card. So
it's also a chance a lot of times, as Brody says, to get cards of people who may not be in a card yet, or may not be in a card in that uniform yet.
yeah,
When Ellie De La Cruz came to the majors, I think there was cards of him by his first week in Tops now,
Yeah.
before he ever had a rookie card or any other. He had Tops. He had minor league heritage. He had pro debut, but I think that was his first major league card. So you can also get a lot of really cool cards early. I know last year, and I know that he's got different issues now, but I think there was 22,000 copies of some Wander Franco card sold last year when it was his
oh,
rookie year, and he had a Tops Now card, and it sold very well. So some of them sell really well.
yeah,
And Panini does Panini Instant, and I think Upper Deck does something too. So they all do it, and they all know to do it. And a lot of times they're done in house. So the whole process is a lot cheaper.
gotcha. Yeah, good stuff. Drew says he goes back to the 101, the MLB debut patch. It was brilliant move by Tops Fanatics. Design is but execution and delivery is awesome. I
I
like
agree
that.
with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
White Sox.
I like the design. It was a nice, simple design, but I agree with Drew in terms of it's been executed brilliantly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I most of the reviews and just feedback has been pretty positive all around. So they've done a good job with that. White Sox Tom asks, Brody, I'll ask you first. What about the fake patches that aren't player worn in update series? Well, I mean, that what do you think about those patches, man, that aren't associated with anything?
I don't know how I feel about those. I feel like we're like back to the Panini non-associated things. Uh, it's tough for me. I feel like if you're buying a hobby box, you should at least get something that's at least player worn. Like
Yeah,
if it's a rookie, it should be player worn. If it's a veteran, it should be game worn. But if it's player worn, I get it. Especially like when we were in the pandemic when stuff was player worn, like I got it. Like it was understood. But like mass produced stuff, like I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you. I
And
hear
a
you.
lot of times, those fake things, it actually says commemorative. And if it says commemorative, you know what you're getting.
Yeah, yeah. I
You
mean,
know, so
yeah.
if it says
It's
commemorative, you're not getting a real item. So what are you worried about? I mean, if it implies that it's, hey, this is a real item, okay, that's a different subject. But if it says, a lot of times in the blaster boxes you get, one commemorative patch card per blaster box, depending what it is. And then it says commemorative World Series ring or commemorative World Series patch or commemorative All-Star game patch or whatever. It's telling you that it's commemorative, so those are perfectly fine. Those are telling you these are not a these are not the ones that are even purported to be a real uniform.
right, right. Well, yeah. I mean, hopefully we get away from that as we get back to with deals with fanatics and things like that. So hopefully we get back to as real as they can be. Mike says they're all fake, anyways, with fake patches, fake scribbles. So I mean, whatever. So hopefully we can get back to seeing a lot more game use stuff because I mean
Mike
that's
is
what
having
the
some fun, I see.
yeah sure and that's what the community, the collecting community likes is what they say is game worn stuff. So I don't know. Mookie says, Tony, how about some fanatic fur in a patch card? Yeah, Mookie, that would, you know what? I'm surprised they haven't made that yet, or maybe they have, and I just didn't see it yet. But there's got to be a
Tony, are you a
fanatic.
Phillies fan?
I am, sir.
How did you feel in Game 7?
Ugh, look, man, now you're just opening up. I
I was it the sixth inning that they left the runner on second and first.
listen, man. It was a oh Mookie. You see Mookie just plants the seed and yeah, well listen, it was a total epic collapse. You had the bases loaded, they let the worst hitter on the team take the at bat. So there was that. The runners left on base all over the place. Going back to game 4. Um going back to game 4, you have the closer blow it. So back to back games. You had that. You had the manager do some stuff. You had, high priced players go over. So it was a so yeah, Rich, it was a rough night. So, I went kicking and screaming, and my wife called me an idiot and said, "Why do you get so upset when those guys get to go home and live their life?" And I was like, "Yeah, and I got to get up and go to work tomorrow." So yeah, it wasn't good, Rich.
My condolences. I mean, it's kind of like in 2010 when I knew I was going to the World Series if the Rangers won, and they're playing the Yankees, which is my hometown team I grew up with, and I'm still a Yankees fan. And watching Neftali Felice freeze Payroyd on a perfect curveball for strike 3 to end the American League Championship Series. And part of me is saying, oh, I'm really pissed. And another part of me is saying, I'm going to go to the World Series.
Yeah.
And I'm still, all these years later, trying to sort that one out.
Yeah, it's amazing. Right before we started, I asked Brody. I said I saw he had the Justin Fields jersey on. I said, "Hey, you a Bears fan or Justin Fields fan?" He said he likes the Bears and stuff. And uh, it's just this is why we collect. This is why we do it. We spend hours watching these games. And I'm like, man, all this sleep I lost and all this time I wasted, but I do it again tomorrow. So
Yeah, at least you guys didn't have to see Cody Parkey's kick and then be like, "Did it go in? Did it not go in?" And then it didn't go in, and it's just like, could
yeah.
we not had a better kicker and we would have won? Like,
Yeah, no, man, dude. Yeah, so hey, it is what it is. Let me get back to there's an Rich actually sent me this. There was another partnership. I mean, Fanatics is on a roll here. They did a basically a partnership with the Argentine Football Association. It says fans of Argentinian football around the world will now have online access to licensed sporting goods, clothing, and digital assets of the Argentine national team. So here we see the web expanding even further. Rich, what's going on here with this stuff?
Well, soccer is the most popular sport in the world. And going for all the different licenses, and there are so many leagues, that's just another way for card companies. It'll be another battle for the card companies. Remember, Panini has a 60-year experience in doing soccer cards, soccer items, soccer stickers.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing them forever. Actually, Topps is also, way back in the day, they called themselves A and BC in England. But Topps has actually been doing soccer cards for 60 years too. So this is another battle that has never ended. Except now it's a little more, let's say, less friendly. But hey, every card company is going to look to get every league they can, and as long as you do the negotiations, legally and upfront, that's no issue. That hey, if they come up with a better deal, they'll get the license. So good for Fanatics. And if Panini wanted them and their offer wasn't as good, then that's what it is.
Gotcha.
But I don't remember Panini having the Argentinian league, so good for Fanatics coming up with another league to get cards from.
Fair enough. Let me bring in somebody from the bullpen here. Drew, what's going on?
What's going on, fellas? The alarm goes off right as we come in. What's up?
All is well, sir. All is well. So, I don't know if you heard anything with the Argentinian football stuff. Well, soccer, as we call it over here. You have anything on thoughts on that?
Oh no, absolutely. Anyone that knows me knows I love soccer. I've been on the soccer collecting bandwagon for a long time now. And I expected this. I expected these leagues. I expect a lot of those leagues. You saw Panini with the Euro League. You're seeing the Australian League now. A lot of these leagues that other players have been going to. I guarantee you that Saudi League, that basketball that's pulling a ton of people over, is going to end up getting a license eventually as well, just by the name recognition. I think as the hobby expands, you're not going to see 50 releases for this stuff, but you're going to get your releases like Nippon Baseball League did with Topps back in the day that for some reason they didn't keep up with that well. But I love it. I think it's great. I think it's the more types of cards you can have, the better. I mean, some of these guys from these leagues are going to go on to do big things, and to be able to have that first card, have those cards out there, I think it's awesome.
Okay. Yeah. You said the more the merrier, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You mentioned the other leagues too. Oh, go ahead, Rich.
No, that wasn't. No, that's fine. Drew's dead on.
Gotcha.
No, I did want to. I heard you guys talking real quick about the Topps update stuff and the player patches and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The comment that I made on the execution and everything, I thought that the first patches were awesome. The only thing that I didn't like is that they're in update Chrome and not in update. I thought that they should have changed that probably. But one thing I don't like, and you had kind of mentioned that as Fanatics has that relationship with players, we're going to get less game worn stuff or less non-player worn stuff and a lot more game used stuff and things like that. But there's a flip side to that. And you're seeing it already with Fanatics announcing there's literally MLB authenticate. I don't want to go too deep on this as I did on my show last week, but there's literally a new line out that is MLB authenticated with the hologram on them from the first jersey that was produced off the line for mass consumption, not for the player to wear, not have anything to do with anything outside of the first jersey produced for merchandise. And so I think you're actually going to see a lot more in the relic side of things like that from Fanatics, which I don't understand why they did it to begin with, but I think you're going to see that type of stuff as well. The update stuff, those game use patches that they can put in, awesome. And I hope the relationship with players allows them to do a lot more with that. But keep in mind, they're also a massive jersey manufacturing company. And you're already seeing MLB authenticated stuff that literally tells you where it would normally send you and tell you what game it's from. Now you have it telling you this is a jersey that was the first off the line for production. So there, it's a double-edged sword there with Fanatics.
Yeah, I know that was a little weird. Hey, Brody.
Up front that it's not a real item. I don't have a real problem with that.
I don't have a problem with it. I just,
there's a difference between, and I'm going to use the term because, and I can talk about something about where I work at ComC. This week we made an announcement that if a card is slabbed, authentic altered, we will now accept it. Because at that point, there is no attempt to deceive a customer.
Right.
The card is slabbed, authentic altered, you're getting a played with card. Where we're still going to draw the line, and rightly so, if somebody sends in a card that was altered and then it comes back, then that's a different subject.
Yeah. No, I agree. I wasn't saying that I wasn't necessarily saying that there was a problem with it.
I don't have a problem with that. And that's why as long as it's announced, hey, this is first off the line. This is a first day
production
card.
Yeah.
Or premiere date that Mike Kramer used for Pacific. Or some term like that, it's fine.
No, I agree. I wasn't saying there was a problem with it. I just heard the comment of getting away from non-game used player worn stuff, and I think you might see a lot more of that, just everyday, just run of the mill type of stuff because of what the company is. But just a comment that I heard that I wanted to touch on real quick.
No, I'm with you, Drew. There's always a possibility of a downside to everything.
Right.
And I think that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
There you go. Brody, you had some thoughts on the jersey stuff?
If I could tell you that there's anything I knew about soccer, I would be lying.
That's fair.
I know about 5 players, and to be honest with you, I don't know if I could name them right now.
That's fair.
So,
I'm with you.
What they two said, just go with them. Go back 5 minutes and just what they said.
I will say though, it ties in great with your first topic of the day, or one of your first topics of the day with Tops Now, because soccer and Tops Now, that was while a lot of people were chasing Prism and stuff like that, that was a money-making opportunity and a half when they first came out with it. That and Panini Instant, both of them were there were so low print runs on massive players like Jude Bellingham, Erling Haaland, people like that. But the Tops Now, when it comes to soccer, is huge. And same with Panini Instant. And so if they do that with this new, with these new leagues, I think you're going to see those become quite popular because the print runs might not be massive, but they're going to a lot of dedicated collectors, as you guys kind of mentioned earlier, Brody. I know you'd said it. I collect a lot of people that no one in their right mind wants to collect. Tops Now, Panini Instant provide me, with some cards that otherwise I wouldn't be able to have. And so, they kind of tie in together in a way. But I think if they use Tops Now with that new football league, then I think that is one thing that they benefit greatly from.
Yeah, I did see some Erling Haaland big number sales at Tops Now cards, like 19.
I've got all the Jude Bellinghams, the Jude and Erling ones, all of them, and I bought them up like crazy. And I mean, it's nice because with Tops, when you buy them, you get Tops points. So if you buy enough of them, and you don't have to buy thousands, but I mean, if you start buying 50, 60 of them, you're going to be able to get 10 or 20 for free. I mean, you can use your Tops points on them and you get Tops points on everything. So there were tons of releases where I ended up buying 20 or 30 for nothing for shipping. And so, buying them, there is a reward system in place if you continue to buy them.
Fair enough. Drew, I'll throw this to you first. Mookie, in regards to the first off the line jersey, he goes, "Is a first off the line jersey worth more or more?" He goes, "Is that a thing? Is a first off the line jersey worth more or more collectible, or is Fanatics trying to create a sub market?"
Well, they're absolutely creating a new type of relic. I mean, this is just like they did with the game used update patches. They are creating a new type of relic. These are, I mean, they're going to the length of putting the MLB authentication sticker on it. They don't do that on a lot of stuff. I mean, that's normally reserved for higher end products and a lot of specific game used stuff, triple threads, flagship stuff of theirs, or not flagship line, but flagship products of theirs that always have that sticker. So to go to the length of MLB authenticating it, they're absolutely creating a new sub market, if you want to call it, or a new type of relic that's out there. Because it's like I said, if you scan or type in the code, we did it on the show live, if you type in the code for any other card, it tells you the game, it tells you all this stuff about it. If you type this in, it says this is the first jersey. This is a piece of the first jersey for mass production off the production line. And so it's very interesting that they're going to the lengths of MLB authenticating that. So yes, I do personally think that they're creating a new type of relic, which they did with the update patches as well. And I like that. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not a fan of this production stuff. I'm trying to be very nice here on these.
Yeah.
But the update patches I love. And so they are, at least they're being innovative. At least they're being creative. I just think there's some swings and misses, and I really don't know how 5 people approve this, but anyway, I do think they are creating a sub market in a way.
Okay, fair enough. Abel says, "Reason why I'm a big fan of the Tops Now NHL stickers. Print runs are very minimal when compared to produced cards for hockey."
Big time.
Yep.
So
totally agree, Abel. With Tops Now, you really do have the opportunity to grab some really low numbered cards, and honestly, guys, in the next 5 years, that might not matter as much. But when all of this stuff gets to the vintage era, when this stuff gets to that time frame where, pop reports really start to matter on certain things and certain players, these are going to be cards that are going to have some insanely low print runs compared to what's produced today.
Okay. Mike says he's going to stick to Elvis hair cards.
I agree. Hey, give me some. I'm right there with you, Mike.
We got that going.
Right there with you, bud.
Chris says
one thing that Drew mentioned, and this was back in the 80s. I was always a big fan, and anytime I saw them cheaply, I always bought the Topps Tiffany cards.
There you go.
Because the print runs were known, and they were so much smaller. 87 Topps print run, Tiffany print run is huge at 30,000 copies.
Yeah,
I think they're still making 87 Topps in the factory.
They are. I think there's a dedicated factory that's been doing that for 40 some years, Rich.
Right.
There you go.
So in some of the years, 84 to 86 is even much less of a print run than the 30,000. That was the highlight. That was the high watermark of the Tiffany print runs, with a guaranteed print run of, let's call it 10,084, which I believe was the number.
Yeah.
Would you rather have a Mattingly rookie where they only made 10,000?
Right.
84 is even more problematic because in some places you could order 10 cards, and they had to make special sheets up because not everybody was finishing cards from their sets. They were saying Mattingly, Strawberry, all the rookie cards and all the biggest names, not the Bill Krugers you needed to finish your set. Nobody really ordered the Bill Krugers.
There you go. Chris says he'd like to meet the person who came up with the idea of authenticating non-game used jerseys. So there you go.
I agree, Chris.
Mike says, cut up a
I
hat.
agree. But well, I like I said, I'm gonna be nice today because I went in really hard 2 weeks ago. So I'm gonna be very nice today. But I agree, Chris.
That's fair. Mike says, cut up a hat, put it in the card. Hat patch from the first Fanatic hat with triple threads. Orlando is
Hey,
here. He says, hello, everyone. Orlando says, Tiffany sets are the only ones worth collecting during that era.
see that's and Rich, that is an excellent example of I didn't even really think about that, but you're dead on, I think, and that's exactly what I was, trying to point to. Now Tops now granted isn't the exact same set produced a little less like Tiffany is. I think what we're valuing now and what we value for modern cards right now is going to be drastically different when these modern cards head into vintage territory, just like we're seeing with 90s products right now. 90s basketball, 90s football inserts, Star Rubies, weird, odd stuff like that, Pacific inserts, things like that. Stuff that was not valued even 15 years ago is starting to be very valuable now. And so that's where things like now products like that, I think have a lot of future value, even though we might not value them right now.
Well, one thing to remember with that is back in the day, in the 80s, when players were signing at shows, you never wanted to get Mickey Mantle to sign, one of his older cards because the autograph the card was worth so much more than the signature. Well, now, if you were counterintuitive, and like one of my friends would get off quality cards signed, let's say a 53 Bowman color Mantle signed.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, those cards, when they're authenticated, are worth a ton more than your average 8x10, photo, even if it's authenticated. So,
yeah.
Abel,
stop giving them ideas. They watch this show. Stop giving them ideas, Abel. Stop. we don't need more parallels. Stop giving them ideas. No. I think, and I don't know, you guys would have to let me know. I'd be curious to what you guys think, but I kind of think they don't use the Tiffany name anymore, probably because we have Chrome now. And that's kind of what Tiffany was an upscale version in a way, or a nicer stocked version of the base set. And I think now we already have Chrome, but I am kind of shocked that they haven't brought back the Tiffany. And I've been wondering if they were ever going to do a release like that, but don't give them ideas. Don't throw those comments out there.
Well, remember the Tiffany sets were produced in Ireland.
Yes, they were.
They were not produced at the American, the Duryea, or the Brooklyn plants. And so I wonder if they're, and I wonder what I'm going to say what the implications are if you make an American product at the Ireland plant nowadays.
Yeah.
Even if they even still have it.
Yeah.
Yep. So, there you go. All right. Well, listen, it's we got all kinds of stuff coming down the pike. I'm just glad Drew is being nice today, so that's cool.
Hey, I'm always nice. It was very respectful. It's just I felt I went a little harsh. I had a conversation with Mr. Rubin afterwards, though, so everything's good. But
it's all good.
Mr. Rubin reached out to you?
Yeah.
There you go. So, well, apparently, I guess
touched the nerve.
There you go. So I guess my camera is off. I don't know. On my end, it shows it's on, but so I guess you guys see me as a black screen. But
oh, good. You're John Cena today. It's all good.
Yeah, I guess. So I guess. Well, I just wanted to close out here with any recent recent pickups or anything you guys had that wanted to show. So Brody, I'll start with you. I guess I can't go. I'll just because you can't see anything. So, but go ahead, Brody. While you go, maybe I'll try and figure it out. What's going on over here?
Well, I'm going to go with, because I got my new blog on Hobby News Daily, I got one card from every 80s set, because I ranked the 1980s top set on my blog. So for 1980, we got Vita Blue and that giant uniform. Rest in peace to Vita. 81 tops. We got nice Raleigh fingers on the Padres right there.
Ooh, very nice.
82, we
Right.
got Rick Gedman. Nice looking card. I like 82 tops.
Very nice.
83 tops, we got Bruce Sutter. Also rest in peace.
Hmm.
84 tops, we got Goose Gossage on the Yankees. Love it.
That's a cool card.
Goose Gossage, one of the greats. 85, got Joe Morgan. Love this card with the donut on his back.
Yeah. It's cool.
Very cool, Joe Morgan. 86 tops, my dad's all-time favorite player, Alvin Davis.
Ooh. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
87 tops, Daryl Boston. White
Nice.
Sox legend. 88 tops, we got Don Sutton looking like he is not supposed to be pitching anymore. Look at how old he looks in that picture. Like, I don't think he's really pitching anymore, Don Sutton. Just like, like maybe just like
Yeah, he just
he's
dazzled
a
them
lot
with
of white hair now. Like, go to coaching, all right? And then 89 tops, we got Mike Scott. So check that out, hobbynewsdaily.com. Rank the 80s tops sets by Brody the Kid.
There you go. Look at that. Look, you're a pro, man. You got the see. You see that, Rich? He was listening when you said the PR. He went over his pickups and did the plug all in one shot.
I know.
Man.
I like it. Brody's growing up, man.
Kid's a pro, man.
Been PR trained.
For sure. Well, so you can't see me and you can't see Rich. So Drew, what do you got, brother?
Yeah, well, I went and ran and got some since I didn't know we were going to do it. But first up, we got one sitting here on the desk. It's a Paulo in-person auto with the blue. And
Okay.
it's in the new Zion Mag Pros, which are coming out really soon. These things are freaking awesome. These magnetics, they're really, really sweet.
Yeah, what is that? What so just sit
Zion Cases makes it,
Yeah.
and it's coming out, I believe, at the end of this year, beginning of next year. But what it is, it's actually a mag where when you open it up, you can actually change the top. You can make your own custom label. So it has its own custom label instead of having it in a slab. And so you can switch things up, put different labels on it. They have ones where you can put the price on it, so you can have them for sale, and have it look like the price is ready. Multiple changeable flips, a lot of really cool stuff on these. These things are actually incredible quality. If you guys know anything about Zion cases and their quality on those, but they're very easy to put back together, as you can see. But yeah, the Mag Pros, they'll be coming out really soon. I highly recommend going to Zion and checking out what they have on those now. But got that Paulo from the guys over at Game Time Sports Cards. They actually gifted that to me. Got this card in a trade-in at a recent show. I'm a big old school North Carolina guy. My mom went to UNC. Everyone in my family did except for me. I went to ECU, but picked up a nice Anton Jameson auto from back in the day. And then grabbed a very nice Ronald Acuna out of 10 rookie salute.
Ooh.
Yeah. Out of 10. Ended up picking that up. And then speaking of Tops Now, got the Tops Now Ohtani rookie. This goes for about 4 times what his Tops rookies go for. Just to give you a comparison, since we were just talking about it, there's another Ohtani Tops Now rookie. The first one was from the team set. That one was from another. Okay, I got this one. If you guys have seen the new Tops by J-Rod collection, the Julio one, ended up pulling the Gunner out of 44. It's a really nice set. Really, really nice. I like it a lot. Let's see what else is here. We've also got... We picked up, other than that, we basically picked up a lot of Puka. I'm a big Puka Nakua fan. So a lot of Puka, and then a whole lot of Paolo and Jalen Williams mosaics and stuff like that. I'm really big on Jalen Williams, really big on Polo. And then last but not least, Gotta add more shade to my collection. I've literally been grabbing that dude since draft day, so why stop now? I've been telling people since draft day to buy those cards, and then I actually did end up getting one. My Bryce Williams Super Collection. For those that follow me on social media, know I'm going after every single Bryce Williams 101 that he has. The ones that aren't behind you are in a stack right here. I have all but about 10. Did find a printing plate that I did not know I had, that I did not know existed. So I got a Contenders printing plate from 2016 Bryce Williams. So
Nice.
there's some recent pickups.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, since I'm behind a black screen, I'll just have to save these for another day. But fellas, man, this was fun. I'll go around the table, man. What do you got coming up in hobby wise, Brody? Shows, anything like that?
Oh, you read my blog, Hobby News Daily. I really want opinions on my 80s tops rankings, especially being a kid. I want adult opinions. I feel like it was a little controversial. I put one major 80s set pretty low, so I want people's opinions on it. And I have one more quick pickup.
Sure.
This is actually from a box I opened of UD Trilogy, number to 275, Gordie Howe, Frozen in
Nice.
Ooh,
That's a nice one.
It's like this glass,
cool card,
plastic
yeah.
looking card. It's really
Oh, wow.
top loader.
So that it's not acetate. That's like it's those thick,
yeah,
those thick clear ones. I love those.
take it out. I'll take it out real quick. It's it's like plastic, clear. It's pretty cool. Out of
Nice.
275, pretty cool.
Nice.
Even though he's a Red Wing, it's pretty cool.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Rich, what do you got coming up?
We have the Dallas Card Show next week.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
And so that's always a blast. And I know there's going to be various out-of-towners coming in. So I'll get to see some people I don't normally see at the show. So that will be a fun thing for next week. And then 2 weeks after that, Kyle and his team will have the smaller show where I will be setting up by DFW Airport, which is a very nice room. When I do the Dallas Card Show, when I do it with ComC, we're in the Starlight Room, and the show he does at the airport, it's like the Starlight Room. So I like those shows. It's really cool. And the floor is carpeted, and my feet feel so much better at the end of the show.
All right, cool. Drew, what do you got?
Oh man, next couple weeks are busy. As always, got let me get that potograph coming out every week. Got a show coming out actually later today, but I'll actually be in Texas, but not at the Dallas Card Show. I'll be at the Houston Collecticon next weekend, and then the weekend after that, I'll be down at the Palm Beach Card Show, going back to where I actually grew up to go to the first card show I've ever been to, where I spent most of my life. It's weird. But so I'll be at both of those shows, working the Gem Mint PSA booth if anyone's dropping off submissions. And then other than that, got, like I said, show out every week. And then Hobby News Daily article be up this week. Make sure to check that out. Actually got 2 of them that I'll have out this month. And then other than that, just traveling like crazy.
Sounds good. I'll be I'm just tagging along. November 11th, Secaucus, New Jersey. There's a show. I'll be hanging out with Cousin Oz. He's going to be setting up. So sports card therapist and those other guys will be there. So I don't carry much inventory to sell, but I'll be there, and maybe I'll buy some stuff while I'm there. So
awesome, collector's dream. Hey, make sure to stop by and say what's up. I'll be at the Gem Mint PSA booth. Definitely, I don't know. That looks like it's going to be a good show. I'm excited to see it. I grew up in Wellington, so can't wait to go back to West Palm and check it out. It's supposed to be a big one. I think 400 plus tables. I know it's been growing, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, sounds like a good time, man.
Oh yeah.
But, listen. So hey, thanks everybody in the chat as always, man. That was fun. You guys are always good in there. Brody, thank you very much, sir. Rich, Drew, thanks for jumping in there. And
always.
Absolutely. So with that said, thank you very much. Check everybody episode 273 next week. Same time, same bat channel, all that good stuff. So.
No, that's right. It will be the Tuesday night show will be a week from Tuesday. Yes, make sure
Yeah.
you wear your best costume on Tuesday night.
There you go. So with that said, thanks everybody. Have a good one.
Yes, have a good one.
See
Peace
ya.
out. Yee.